All right, grant ecosystem. So we have heard so much about this code of activation. We have heard it time and time and time. And I want you to pay attention and listen very carefully and see how we can move forward or how we can activate this disbursement because we were told that everything has kick-started. And I want you to once again pay attention to this code issue. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the update. Your honest opinion is what I need in the comment section so that we can forward everything to NGOs to cluster head for them to take a look at it and see if they can come out with a reasonable explanation or solution to what we have been fighting for. Pay attention to this.
Right, while we're in expectation of some clarifications from Madam Ngozi Israel based on the last V note that was dropped, we got another wing of information just yesterday night, and it's more of also wonderful good news for us. And this talks about access that have been granted. It's this actually to give everyone a clear and straightforward understanding of the latest update from the boss, and there is no need for confusion or unnecessary stories. I'm going to be breaking them down piece by piece with explanation so that every beneficiaries and stakeholders will know exactly what is happening and what steps to take. The first, it was talked about, you should be prepared for disbursement. The most important point is that everyone should be fully ready for disbursement, that according to the information received, this is not a speculation or waiting for approval, but beneficiaries should prepare themselves both mentally and practically, because this is the stage that we have all been waiting for. Then secondly, the approval of uploaded data from the IMF and the World Bank. One of the biggest steps that has now been completed according to this information is that approval that the data that was uploaded on behalf of beneficiaries has been approved by the IMF and the World Bank. And this means that the records, the profiles, and all necessary documents or documentation are now accepted and cleared at the international level. And this approval is very critical because without it, funds could not move. And now that it has been secured, there is no more hindrance from the global financial institutions, and it's a major milestone and a victory for all stakeholders and for every person waiting for disbursement. Then the code for the stakeholders and grant handlers, it's important to understand the issues of the code. That's been a trending issue in recent times. A special generated code that was given to stakeholders and grant handlers to allow them to access the money already released. It was said before that it expired a couple days or weeks ago, but what this means is that up until the time it was reactivated, they could not move the money into circulation because the code lapsed out. But this should not, the new arrangement have been put in place to access the code to ensure that the access is restored, and then the money which is already in the stakeholders account, according to this information, is one of the most encouraging updates that the fund has now been deposited into stakeholders account. That means not in transit anymore, and not on the way, not in processing. It's already there. And what has been delaying is the matter of access. And as of yesterday, according to this information, onward, the stakeholders will be able to use the renewed code to begin moving funds from their accounts to the handlers and from handlers to the beneficiaries. And this means we are practically at the final stage where beneficiaries should hold on to their faith, because the bottleneck has vividly been crushed and cleared. So then further today, said the rain will start in the new week, and within the week week is still quite, I think it's referring to still within this week, just in consonance with Monday or Tuesday that Madam Ngozi talked about for the stakeholders. Then the beneficiaries still within the same week, if all things goes as planned. Says the the release of funds to beneficiaries, which makes it clear that at any point within the week, the distribution should forthwith begin. So nobody should be surprised when alerts start dropping for us. I just believe that it's going to be sudden. It can be any day within the week. Once the stakeholders activate the access with this renewed code that's been granted, beneficiaries should remain very watchful, prayerful, and also prepared. Now, and for a couple recent days now, we've been flogging this issue of upgraded small accounts. In case, the point is very important and must not be ignored, that beneficiaries with small accounts that cannot carry some heavy transactions are strongly advised to upgrade their account immediately. I'm not talking of those using local account or current account. That's another side to it. Not your account is savings or current. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about accounts with limit entrances. You understand? So like for instance, if your bank account type has a limited transaction capacity, maybe for example an account that cannot receive beyond 50,000 naira or 200,000 at once, you must go to your bank and upgrade it to either limitless or to something that could handle what is coming. The disbursement funds are not small, and banks will automatically hold or bounce back transactions that exceed the account limit. So this instruction is for the protection of beneficiaries. So if you want to receive your funds without delay or blockage whatsoever, you do the needful by upgrading your account before the rain starts to fall. Going forward, to make things a little bit more clearer and avoid repeated questions, I just want to drop the summary of what I've said. Why the code is very important. The code is a form of security given by the CBN to the IMF and the regulators. Without it, stakeholders can't access or move the funds, and once renewed or reactivated, transactions can proceed seamlessly and freely. Now, does approval by the IMF or the World Bank mean money saved? Yes. The approval means the funds are legitimate and recognized and will not face international restrictions. Then when exactly will beneficiaries start to receive alerts? The message says anytime within the week, all things being equal. That means from Monday, as was communicated also by one of the voices in the ecosystem, Ngozi Israel, and Lady Rich also mentioned something similar to that. That means we are still within the window week of the fund dissemination, that funds can begin to drop for all expectant beneficiaries. Now, what if I don't upgrade my small account? What happens? Now, if your small account cannot carry the funds that is meant to land in the account, your money may be delayed or returned to the sender. And that is why everyone is advised to upgrade before it's too late. Okay, it's an advice. Then on the final word, the wait has been long. Sure, we've all been on this queue for too long. And for the record, people are really tired of waiting. Most times, it's a terrible thing to be on the queue when you see that your precious moment is like you are on a call and you're ringing, then the person has picked your call at the other side. You understand? You called someone, he has picked it at the other side, but he said, please give me a moment. And you could hear his voice talking with someone else. He actually was talking with someone else, but you are still having to hold on. You are hanging on. Your precious moment slipping off. Your call credit, you were the one that called, don't forget. Your call credit is ebbing on and just wasting off. And he says, please, just after 2 minutes, say, please give me a moment, please. I'll be with you shortly. And you are still there, waiting. It's a terrible thing to wait on the queue while your precious moment slips away. Just like sometimes you want to get some important update from whether your banker, and you call them and they begin to play music for you, and for 5 minutes, for 6 minutes, for 7 minutes, they are still there. They say, please give us some time, we'll be with you shortly. And the time someone now picks from the bank and say, hello, can I help you? Then the call went off. Now all your 8 minutes is burnt. You've not even passed on a message. Now by the time you call back again, you will spend the same amount of time or more possibly before they even pick up your call. Then the painful part is that you have to start to explain your situation again, because it could be another person that will pick up the call this time around. So it's a daunting thing. It's so frustrating to be on the line of call and your precious moment slips away. I could understand how it feels. So the waiting has been long, but this update also could be the proof that the process is reaching its end. The funds are ready. With this information we got, we will still definitely get more confirmation. So the grant community, if you understand grant community very well, we don't wait until we get full report before we give you an update. We give you an update based on information that we get in time. If you're waiting to get the full report, you wouldn't get nothing. In fact, by the time you get the full report, the one of yesterday had elapsed. And that is why some of the messages we sent on this platform, some a year or 2 years ago, you'll see somebody just come on the platform and maybe pass a comment on it. Just pass a comment on the one that has been released over 2 years ago. Then the system will refresh it again. And you will be saying it like, why are you posting old VNote? We didn't post old VNote. It is someone that went there to comment on it or watch it, thinking maybe it's a new video because they didn't check the date. But the system will refresh it for you as like a current content. But for those who are conversant with everything, they don't waste time on it. Just okay, the date, this time. That's why we talk about the date right now. Every time we give VNote, the first thing I say is this is so date, so that you can be abreasted with an old information. So what am I saying? Some of these old informations, they are not valuable anymore. In fact, if an information in grant committee stay more than 2 days, in fact more than 2 days or 1 day, it's becoming obsolete. That's how serious it is. The same way you have to get information out to people, you understand that if you have to wait before the next minute, that information might have become obsolete. So we give you information in time as it comes, and we just have to marry things together, and that is how the pattern of the grant ecosystem is. All right. So the only responsibility left for beneficiary now is to be patient a little more. If you have any issue with your banker, try as much as possible to rectify that on time. Stay alert for communication from your cluster heads or handlers. Avoid unnecessary panic, needless panic. Avoid rumors. Avoid arguments that can cause distractions. The rain is about to fall. And when it does, it will not fall on one person alone. It will fall on every registered beneficiaries according to the approved data. But I have always been meaning to ask questions. There's this question that keeps coming to mind repeatedly, like all the new entrants that are just coming in. When we talk about uploaded data by the IMF and has been lodged based on the list that was submitted, don't forget that some people are just still coming now. And that's why I'm beginning to think aloud that disbursement is not going to be direct from the IMF to individual's bank account. No. Because if it does, a lot of new entrants will fall out. If it's based on the data that has been uploaded, according to that entrances that is going to be used to pay, is going to be just useless, because a lot of new entrants flooded in not too long from now. So the fund has to be sent to the stakeholders, then from stakeholders down to the NGO heads. You understand? Then down to the beneficiaries, because the NGO heads or the cluster are the one that knows the new entrants that they just registered, not with the old list, but the list is just been updated time and time again. So I think that answers that question. So remain so calm, stay very hopeful, and ensure that everything with you is ready. Disbursement is no longer a distant talk, it's just right about here with us. Thank you very much. Today is a wonderful Tuesday morning, and we hope to come back again to you. We hope to hear shortly from Madam Ngozi Israel. Let's hope she talks, because today marks the end of the verdict that she gave. We also want to get some more information from other wings today, and rest assured that you are going to get you updated once we get those feedbacks.